Maverick traders. Welcome out to your currency recap for December 16th. Corey here with you. We're going to take a look at meaningful news. We're going to look at rotations of capital, what's hot, what's not, and highlight the best ideas.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional Forex and crypto traders. Maverick Currencies is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional Forex and currency trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
All right, so let's take a look at markets. I think in terms of news today, we've got markets consolidating near the highs and maybe a little bit of a wait and see as we come into Wednesday's Fed meeting. The Fed is expected to cut by 25 basis points, but what really continues to work and what doesn't work is the strong assets remain strong, the weak remain weak. Things like oil that have had a bad year are continuing to underperform, and things like large cap tech and even the crypto space and so on remain strong overall. And part of that is tends to be the January effect. If you think about taxation, when somebody has a gain in something, they don't want to sell it in December because then they'll have to hurry and pay taxes on it the first part of next year. But if they can wait until January, if they can wait until the calendar flips over, then they don't have that tax bill for a whole additional year. And so that's how market participants, big institutions, want to do things. So the things that are strong, they don't see a lot of selling pressure late in the year because people don't want that tax bill. The things that are weak, though, if you sell those, you can use those losses against other gains and offsets and so forth. So the weak remain weak, the strong remain strong going into year end, and that's just what you would expect. However, when the calendar flips over, sometimes it's like a light switch goes off. You will see massive trend reversals where the strongest actually get hit with some selling, where the weakest actually bounce back. And so don't be surprised if there's some major trend reversals as the January calendar hits. It's a couple weeks away, but we're not too far off. Now, Japanese yen remains weaker. Swiss franc a little bit weaker today. On the strong side, you had the pound, the kiwi. We're going to look at where there's strength, where there's weakness. But again, when you just look at this oil, commodities, some of those sectors that have lagged this year continues to do so. And oil had kind of a rough day today. Crypto was a mixed bag. Bitcoin held up okay. Litecoin a little bit on the weaker side, but 1% moves is not much in the crypto space. Now, let's take a look at the chart of the S&P, and what you would see here is just neutrality, right? We're going nowhere over the past couple of weeks. We're stuck in a range. However, underneath the surface, it's really interesting. Most stocks are going down the last couple of weeks, but the biggest market cap weighted stocks are going up. So you've got tech, heavy, things like Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, all of these big names are going up, but then you have the vast majority of sectors and stocks going down, and it leaves the index unchanged, but there's a lot of volatility in the underlying assets. And so it's a good trader's market from that standpoint. Now, as we talked about, we've got the Fed meeting on Wednesday. Expectations are to go from 4.75 to 4.5 on the Fed funds rate. We've got the Bank of Japan out on late Wednesday night, and we've got the Bank of England also expected to report. Both of those are expected to keep their rates unchanged. We've got final GDP here in the U.S. on Friday morning. Expectations are for it to come in at 2.8%. Again, the economy has been pretty solid, pretty strong overall. We've got core PCE, which is an inflation gauge, on Friday morning as well. So really a lot that can move the markets this week. As again, S&P is flat, but the underlying assets are actually moving. Now, as we break down velocity, here's where we would have the dividing line. So if you're looking at the stronger You're probably interested in euro or Bitcoin if you're in crypto. Euro on the FX side. If you're looking at weaker, the Japanese yen really stands out as the weakest currency right here, right now. Now we know there's a Bank of Japan meeting, so please be aware of that. So your possible trades. Let's go look at the velocity of these. Why is euro better? Well, patterns within patterns and strength overall. You're consolidating. You've got upward trend. This one, you'd kind of wait for this to take its turn up. You'd wait for this to have a little break higher, and we're already on a buy signal. So it's not one that I would say is, you know, you've got to pound the table and get in right here, right now, but it's on the cusp. If we break hard to the upside, it's going to be a +3 and very strong currency. So euro looking very solid. On the bearish side, you've got the Japanese yen, and this one is a -3. I mean, we're on a sell signal. We've got downward slope. We're making new lows. We're downward sloping and downward trending on the RSIs. Everything is bearish on the Japanese yen right here, right now. So until this has a big, huge flush to the downside, one would anticipate that it should just continue to carry lower from here. If we look at crypto, Bitcoin consolidating a little bit recently, but still, I mean, upward sloping, recent buy signal here. Bitcoin acts like it wants to go higher. Now, I don't know with all the news whether the U.S. is going to get a strategic crypto reserve and start buying Bitcoin as a U.S. government. I don't know if these are rumors, if they become reality. But what is a fact is that Bitcoin and these crypto markets have been going upward, and something like Bitcoin has bullish momentum to it. So one would anticipate, just purely from a technical standpoint, for that to continue a bit further. Fed expected to cut rates on Wednesday. Like we said, there's some central bank meetings and some things to be aware of. There's more strength in Bitcoin and the euro, and more weakness in the Japanese yen. If you were pairing those up, obviously you would buy euro yen as a pair. That would be a possibility. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Have a great week ahead. We'll see you next time.